The Nigerian film industry, popularly called Nollywood, has been acclaimed to be the second largest film industry in the world after Hollywood. It is said to churn out about 50 movies per week, second only to India's Bollywood, more than Hollywood in the United States. Although its revenues are not on par with Bollywood's and Hollywood's, Nollywood still generates an impressive $590 million annually. The World Bank is currently assisting the Nigerian government to create a growth and employment in states project to support the entertainment industry along with other industries. Joining us to discuss the film industry in Nigeria, the challenges and the gains is Nigerian actor and filmmaker Toyin Abraham. She will also be discussing her latest movie, Ijakumo. But before we come to you, let's take the trailer of the movie, Ijakumo.
It's because people are stupid. Not a year away.
What do you want? Give me each other.
Who is your god, Olajide? The boy from a no-name streets in our Belkuta, drenched in 7 generations of poverty.
Everything they have tonight is going to crumble.
Now, welcome to Newsday, Toyin. It's so good to have you here on set. Well, before we talk about the Nollywood industry, what more can you tell us about your movie, Ijakumo? What inspired the movie? Is there any particular message that you're hoping to pass across to viewers?
Yes, like I said, I actually had a dream about the story. I was supposed to shoot another movie. So we were even supposed to shoot the following week. So I slept and I saw it. You know, I saw it in my dream. And I told my people, they were angry because we made preparation for the other story. And I said to them that this is what I want to shoot. But there's something in the movie that has to do with church. So I didn't shoot in a church. I had to get an event center, which I had to build into a church because, you know, my mom is a pastor, so I know what it is. There are some things you can shoot in the church just to respect God, you know. So because the story is about a pastor. Like I usually say, a lot of people, we don't worship God anymore. We worship our pastors. We worship our imams. And like I say, you cannot go to church to worship these people because they are human. They would make mistakes. Then moreover, is everybody called by God? Like my industry, I'm an actress. I love acting. I enjoy it. I have passion for it. Even when I was paying peanuts before I met Film One, who changed my life, you know. I can tell you categorically, I get paid peanut, but because of the passion I have for it, I still stick to the job. So do some people, are they there for the money? Are they there because God called them? And again, I usually tell people we need to be careful of things we do because sometimes things we do will definitely come back to us even years back. So Ijakumo, the born-again stripper, is actually a story that, even if you read it, when all my crew, Uncle Steve read it and said, Toyin, where did you get the story from? I said, it was a dream. He said, it has to be a dream. You know, Mimi, Ladun, Lolu, Toyin, where did you get the story from? I said, it was a dream. It has to be a dream. So it's a story that is very dear to my heart. In fact, it was rated when Censor Board saw it, and I'm happy. I don't mind. Because for me to tell my story very well, there's some things I need to do. So I don't mind the rating.
Okay, well, as a creative, it's often said that the most inspiring moments are in sleep or when you're not paying attention. So it makes a lot of sense that this would come to you at a vulnerable moment of inspiration.
Thank you.
But having just seen the trailer and not being exactly well-versed in Yoruba myself, can you give us more of an idea of what the story is about? I know it says it's a born-again stripper, but could you maybe expound a little bit more on the storyline and how it fits into the, what you were just saying about not individuals aren't always called by God. Can you just explain a little bit further so that we can link the two?
I'm just going to say little.
Okay, yes.
I don't want to give
spoilers.
It out. Yes,
no
spoilers.
No spoilers.
Ijakumo is about a guy who grew up in a remote area in Abeokuta. Fell in love with someone's daughter, an Abali's daughter. I played the Abali's daughter, but Debbie Shokoya played me while I was young. She has tribal mark. Sometimes a lot of our guys, you don't want to have something to do with a particular girl, but because you're getting something from them, you want to keep the relationship going. Some people don't see it as joke. Some people take things to heart. Some people are always very serious, even when you're not serious. Sometimes I play a lot too. When I play with people, for any 1 million, you just see some people coming. Hey, what is the one? I'm like, I'm joking. But so I got to realize that some people do not know joke. So even when you're doing things, you're being serious because you feel you're getting things from them. And you have to hurt someone, you would go. And so he left. That was played by Olumide. Olumide grew up to be Kunle. Kunle became successful as a judge. But there is something. There's a choir mistress who happened to be a stripper, but she's not a stripper. There's this Abali's daughter who came back for a revenge. Hey. We don't know if she's a stripper. I don't want to talk about it.
So
there's a Kaba.
Definitely a film to watch. Definitely.
Of course, definitely. So there's a Kaba, which was led by Auntie Bimbo Akintola. What do they have in common? What do they have with this pastor? Okay, there's Mommy Gio, who likes to be watching. Oh God, this film.
It's a film.
We'll save it for the movie.
I swear, it's going to be one of the biggest movie to come out of Nollywood.
Well, I look forward to seeing that. When is it coming out?
Please come. I'm inviting you to the premiere on the 18th. That's Sunday.
Okay.
At Film One, IMAX, Lekki Phase 1.
Okay, so now let's talk about the Nigerian movie industry. Now, it's regarded as one of the largest in the world, like we read in the intro, after Hollywood, Bollywood. So how would you assess the rate of growth of the industry over the last couple of years in terms of the quality of actors and actresses that we have, and even the quality of films being churned out?
Yes, we have really improved. And let me do a shout out to all the corporate organizations, to all the companies who has been coming through. Thank you so much. It's not easy. There was a time I shot a movie, that's like 5 years ago. I was criticized, so cheap. And I told the person, it's cheap, but this is what I do. Won't I eat? Won't I survive? If you give me 5 million to shoot a movie, I will shoot a 5 million naira job. If you give me 2 million, I will manage and shoot 2 million. But if you give me 200 million, I will shoot a 200 million. There's nothing. Companies were not coming forth. We don't have support. We were just doing it. You can't compare it to Hollywood. You can't compare it to Bollywood. They get sponsors. They get support. I can't want to keep an actor on set for like you can't keep me on set for like 2 months. I have a family, I have 2 kids. You need to feed me. You have to make sure that you have to pay me what I will not think about leaving your location. So, but now I think it has changed. A lot of companies have been coming. They give us money to support. Like my film, I don't want to mention any brand's name. I got 3 brands to support for the movie. And for the premiere, I have like 6 or 7 brands supporting. And I think it has really changed. We are getting a lot of support, but we still need it. We still need more support. We still need it, but it's better. And I'm sure we'll get there.
I'm sure you know about other film producers and directors that are here and internationally. The one that comes closest to mind is Tyler Perry.
Yes.
When he was making his movies, when he got his start earlier on in the early 90s, late 90s, he was often criticized for the types of movies he made. They were quite niche to a certain, to Black people. Let's just say it was to a certain group of Black people, and they were lower budget. Now he has the biggest studio. So are you saying that sometimes the quality of the production that we get, and I don't mean like costumes and wigs and styling, I'm talking about the storyline, because we often know sometimes these storylines can be watery for lack of better explanation, or even sometimes they're just hard to follow. Would you say that that is something that is also being invested into as well? Not just the look and the feel of the movie in order to make it look shiny, but also the quality, the intellectual discussion, and also the moral of the story at the end of the day. Would you say that that's something that you two are working on and we would see has improved from your last movie up until this one?
Yes, it has. And like I said, you see, number one thing is fund. If you have fund, the person that wrote my story is like the biggest or one of the biggest scriptwriter. I can afford to pay him. I have a good story. I can give you a story. I give you the same story, give him the same story. And if you write the story, it might not be the same thing. But if you can pay for that service, yes, the story will come out well. Okay, I'm to shoot a church scene. In the church, the guy has like one of the biggest crowd. You understand? Largest crowd, let me say. And I need over 1,500 people. And okay, you now see the church, you see 10 people because I cannot pay. I paid almost 6 million naira just for crowd. Yes, after feeding them. So most importantly, I think fund. I know, yes, some people, when you look at their movies, the storyline, but I think when you have intellectuals, when you can pay people for their talent, for their brain. So most importantly, I know, yes, there are some people that will have fund. You will look at even when you look at the movie, you yourself, you will know that, the story is not, but the costume, the locations, they are nice. You will see that there is something that will still attract you to the movie. Even if the storyline of the movie, you don't like it, but you will know that, and the costumes are so great. You will know that there is something special about the movie.
A lot of thought has gone into it.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask you 2 questions in one, and I want you to be very brief. We're out of time. First of all, I'd like you to tell us how you tackle the issue of piracy. That's number 1. And then number 2, we're moving to the 2023 elections, and it seems a lot of your colleagues are going into politics. So are you going to be following suit? What's your thoughts on that? Very briefly, please.
Okay. For that piracy, we thank God everything, there's nothing we can do. We can't just go off like that. Even sometimes, a lot of our colleagues, even we say sometimes we wear fake. So you understand, we wear things that are not real, so obviously. But it has really reduced, that's one. Then for the election part, like I said, my thumb is going to answer that question at the polling unit. I have a lot of influence on youths. I have a lot of influence on people. So, and I don't want to use my influence to tell them to vote for someone. Because I realize that every time when you ask people to do something, if there's any problem there, they end up blaming you. So now everybody go and make your decision. So when anybody is not going well, you will not blame anybody. You will blame yourself. And you know when you do something wrong, and you know that it's your decision, you might not want to blame yourself. So that's why my own term is going to be my answer at the polling unit, and I'm not going to influence for
Very
anybody.
well said. Well, we've run out of time. Thank you so much for coming in to speak with us this afternoon, and all the best with the movie.